Mhm.
Hi, everybody. It's Myranda Love here with you, the CEO and founder of Ninja Growth Strategies and international best-selling author. And our guest today is Dr. Tim Boone. Welcome.
How you doing, Miranda?
Good to see you again. It's been a little while. So, what we're going to do today is Tim has actually been one of my clients that has gone through the Business Coach Accelerator. And it's been a little while since he was one of our first ones that we were taking through it. And he's definitely had some successes. So, just a chance to share some of those with you. So, Tim, you were telling me, whenever you started working with me and using the system, kind of where were you in your business right then?
So when I first started, I had been sort of doing this coaching for many years, but only on a very slow basis because I was full time employed at some other businesses, and then finally at Georgia Tech, and then I had retired from Georgia Tech, and that's when I decided to um, ramp up the coaching business again and to find a way to sort of automate the marketing aspects of it. And that's when I contacted you, and I went through the accelerator.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I remember that that's kind of where you were. So I know that. Tell us a little bit about who it is that you were helping and who the type of client that you were looking for with your coaching.
Sure. Well, my experience comes out of many years in the past of doing executive leadership training in Fortune 100 companies with senior executive teams, and then doing some strategic planning and work with them on the human side of organizations. And so, um, what I did in starting up this business again was to build off of that and look for doing executive leadership coaching with senior executives, whether they were from business or government or any kind of large organization. For the most part, could be small, but usually large organizations because they also have the funding and the economic leverage that you can gain with coaching people at the executive level there. So those were the folks that I was targeting and looking for, and found that one of the interesting ways to do that actually was by targeting venture capital people. That venture capital people often had executives in companies that they were invested in that were looking for ways to grow as their companies were growing, because their companies were growing to the point where they required a different form of leadership than they did in the early entrepreneurial
Yeah, I remember. I mean, I know that you're the people that you were looking for was definitely the in these larger companies and the high level executives in there. And so because your coaching is unique, we know we have our clients get a variety of different types of leads and clients, but you
days.
were definitely wanting to go out for the larger ones. So did you have a way of reaching them before using my system on LinkedIn?
Just by word of mouth and by reputation over the years of having worked in that field, people that I knew and people who would make referrals and that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's great. People like you that do have that really good reputation and a network. But did you find that you were unable to really grow at the level that you were? Eventually, you kind of run out of word of mouth.
Well, what happened was having been away from it and only doing maybe one a year at the most, sort of thing, and a lot of times internal or pro bono kinds of things for several years. I didn't have any kind of funnel of people lined up or anything, and that was why I wanted to do the system on LinkedIn and use the LinkedIn marketing approach to sort of ramp things up again. If I was going to be doing this as a primary means of work, I wanted to make sure that I had a steady stream of clients, and so that's why I started out. And when I went through your program and put the system together and started doing that.
Okay, awesome. So, how did you find that? How did it work for you?
It worked really well. At first, When I first started, it worked well. It made a number of contacts, and it was able to contact a number of people, and get people to actually call me and make good contracts. So for about a year and a half or two, I sort of did that and worked along. And I only wanted to take, because I do long term, like at least 6 months and normally 12-month contracts with people. I only wanted to take maybe 1 or 2 or 3 people at a time anyway, because I am retired, and I didn't want to work too hard at it, and I wanted it to be enjoyable, and it worked for that. And then the work, sort of like the work that I was doing for the Trauma Commission, sort of took over more of my energy and more of my time as we started doing other things, and started to have more impact in the state of Georgia here with that. And so I just sort of moved away from doing any more coaching. And when the MBAI went away, and then I went to using Duck Soup, and then I just said, well, I'm not going to do this anymore. I've got other things that I want to do. So it just wasn't any problem with the system at all. In fact, what I learned in the Accelerator works incredibly well, and that technology and using LinkedIn works incredibly well. It just was a change in what I wanted to do and what the opportunities were that I had to do. So, and then of course the last year with COVID, it's been an interesting phenomenon for not so much me. I do a lot of my coaching is done virtually anyway, and so that wasn't the issue. But for a lot of clients, it is an issue because they were having to operate in a virtual world, and that was a whole new thing that everybody was trying to invent as they're going along.
Yeah, it has been an interesting time. You know, as we're doing this video, it's been almost a year of the COVID and kind of national or global pandemic. And it has been interesting. And I know a lot of business coaches and consultants were struggling to really, because they were relying on in-person networking and, you know, even face to face. So a lot of them were struggling to get their business online and figure out those kind of pieces. So if somebody was in that position right now that was, you know, trying to figure things out and trying to get an actual automated pipeline and funnel of leads, would you recommend working with me and with the system?
Oh, sure, absolutely. I think the system makes all kinds of sense, and you've got it organized now and got things out there that are incredibly helpful for people. And I went back, you know, after I finished the first portion of it where we were active together, I went back to the resources quite a bit. It helped a lot. One of the things that I also found along the way that helped was I found a fellow up in Nashville who creates these little explainer videos, animated explainer videos, and he's incredibly talented at it. And so I explained what I do to him. He put that little video together, and that's what I have on my website, so that when I identify somebody who's interested on LinkedIn, I send them an email and explain a little bit about what it is more than I'm doing, not very long, but just enough to give them a hint and sort of challenge them that if they're really interested, to go to my website, take a look at it, and watch the 120-second video. And then if they're still interested, to make an appointment for us to talk. And that works. It works well, and it sort of helps qualify people, because one of the keys to success in executive coaching is having clients that are going to be successful, that are successful and are going to be successful. The way you get in trouble is when you go to work for bad clients. that's not a good way to operate.
Definitely. Yeah, you do. And sometimes whenever you are relying on just your current network and word of mouth, then you might find that you're actually working with more bad clients as opposed to using the targeted approach that we use on LinkedIn.
Right, absolutely. So that's why I think that the system is a really, really good tool. Two things that I think make it successful are, one, the automated system off of LinkedIn gives you the access to volume and scale for doing your marketing in an easy fashion. And then the other thing is the kind of coaching I do with the stakeholder-centered approach is I may charge 10% up front as a sort of making sure that somebody has some skin in the game. Mm-hmm. But basically, they don't pay anything unless we hit their goals. At the end of the year, when we hit their goals, then they pay, and they pay big. And that's why I'm looking for people who where that leverage is there, so that if we make the difference and hit the goals, it makes a lot of difference to their business, to their company, and they're willing to pay the money to do that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I remember, I mean, I know that your model was definitely, a little bit different than what a lot of our clients, because you do pay for that, pay
right.
for performance. But it sounds like you did add that 10% success fee up front, where I think when we first started together, you didn't have that.
No, that was directly as a result of our conversations about it. And it made sense. I mean, I know a lot of things about human behavior, right? And one of them is that if people don't have some skin in the game, they don't usually stick with it or change or do whatever that's needed to be done. So it made sense to do that and put it in there. And it's not so much to get the money as it is to get them committed and to test their commitment. So.
Yeah, you're right. Definitely. That's some of the changes that our clients make, is they need to have skin in the game to actually take it seriously and get the results.
Yes.
Which at the end of the day, that's what it's about.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, good. Because I know you were these Fortune 100 companies. I mean, they're big companies that are kind of hard to, if you don't have the right system and the right approach and the right messaging for reaching out to them, it can be hard to get through the gatekeepers. Do you find that?
Well, yeah. So that's why, like, I didn't market to HR people. I wasn't trying to go through the gatekeepers. All right. I'm going to people themselves, and I was looking for people who were successful and who wanted to be even more successful because they were growing into new kinds of levels of leadership and so on. And they also may have had some things that they felt they weren't quite as good at as they wanted to be, but they weren't people who were in trouble. I don't do coaching for people who are in trouble because that's not likely to win. I want people who are successful and who are driven to be even more successful, and then I can help them make a lot of difference. So
you're right. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's it. I just say that's the key.
Yeah, it is key because that is what it is. That one of the things that we help our clients do, even life coaches, I've had a lot of success helping them as addition to, business coaches and business consultants and executive coaches like you. But they have to we help them target the professionals who would be able to benefit. Like, they're doing okay, but they know that they value personal and professional development, and they want to continue to advance, and they have the money and resources to pay,
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
And the desire. So were you actually, so whenever was it the CEOs of these Fortune 100 companies that you were on the phone with and getting as clients, or were they directors? Or
usually it was the individual who was interested. I did find that if I went through venture capitalists, there were venture capitalists that had companies that were several years old that were transitioning from being entrepreneurial to being professionally managed companies. They literally were, growing up, and they were you know, 500 million to $1 billion in size, and they would often refer me to some of the executives there that they knew were interested in getting some coaching or doing whatever. So that was one way. And the other way, of course, was just by hitting them directly. I was amazed with LinkedIn how I was able to connect with people, very senior people, well-known people on LinkedIn that were CEOs of major companies, and then they were maybe interested, or they would know somebody who was interested, and so then we'd talk.
Yeah.
But and I always made it clear I wasn't there to try to fix anybody. That wasn't what it was about. So it could all be out in the open. There didn't have to be any secrecy about anything or any of that sort of. And then because part of the way I do that is I get their peers and their subordinates to participate in the coaching process by giving them monthly suggestions. That they help them set goals and then do monthly suggestions, and so that everybody's involved, and it's all out in the open. So it builds a culture of being more willing to ask for help and to get help and to give help to each other, and build teams that way.
Yeah, that's awesome. Your approach to helping the executives is very unique, and I know that you found a lot of successes with the contracts that the system we were able to help. I know a lot of people are always shocked, just like you, is that they're actually able to get these high-level executives on the phone, reaching out and booking appointments with them just by using the approaches that we use on LinkedIn.
Absolutely, it worked really well. I was quite surprised actually at how many very senior people would respond to a simple email that said, "Hey, this is who I am, and what I'm doing," in just very brief, words, and or here's what I saw when I looked at your profile, and I thought, I wonder if you need or were interested in this or that, and boom. And get some response back, and then take it another step, and just usually it didn't take more than one or two exchanges before they were willing to go to the website, watch the video, and then make an appointment and get on the phone. So, I mean, I'm sure there were lots of people who looked at the whole thing and read my emails and never even thought about responding, but there were plenty who did. So enough. That was the key.
Yeah, you're right. You're not looking to help everybody. You can't, and you won't help everybody. You were only wanting, 2 or 3 of these key executive clients, with the big, I think, $50,000 to $100,000 or more, kind of success.
Right.
So you don't need that many. And, we're looking for the people who need our help now. And so that's why, the approaches do work, because, if you've got somebody that's really wanting to make that change, and it would really be a huge value for them. It's that right targeting and the right cleverly crafted copywritten message is what we found is the key.
Exactly. And that whole thing about, talking to them about their needs, not spending a lot of time talking about me, but talking about their needs and what they were looking for, and then explaining what I did with that little, 120-second video. That made a ton of difference, because it was simple, it was easy, and it really works. I mean, I was amazed at how people grasped the whole concept in much more quickly than I could explain it.
Yeah, you're right. So I know the main strategy that we use is that, I mean, we send them to a piece of a content that really helps to position you as the expert that they need. And it's focused on, where they are now and then where it is that they want to go. I know with you, our webinars are usually a little bit longer, around the 45-minute mark. But with you, you wanted to keep it short and sweet because of the high level of executives that you were helping. And so that is something that we do we tailor the presentation that we're going to use, based on who it is that
Sure.
our clients are
Yeah,
targeting.
depends on that audience. Absolutely.
Definitely.
And there are some people who are very successful at going through HR folks and getting groups of people together and having an hour-long meeting and webinar or face-to-face in the old days, and then coming out of that with 2 or 3 coaching clients that works. I mean, I know lots of people who do that, but it's more work than I wanted to do. I did that. I got that T-shirt. Didn't want to do that.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely help our clients go after the decision makers. It just cuts down on that process, the sales cycle, and it's that's how we help our clients structure their system.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you mentioned, kind of the copywriting or the messaging and focusing on their problems as opposed to talking a lot about you. Did you find that training helpful for you with creating your messages?
Yeah, the training we went through in the Accelerator was helpful. I mean, it wasn't like it was all new, but you had it structured in a way that made it easy to do and fast and disciplined to be clear and to the point. And I think that was particularly helpful in putting it all together. I appreciated that a lot, and that was helpful in forming all of the email messages, and also that helped in putting together the piece that I provided to the filmmaker, the video maker who put together the video. So yeah, it was good. That's probably worth the price of admission right there.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. One of the questions was, do you feel that the investment, was worth it? Has it paid you back?
Sure. Oh yeah.
Definitely. So if somebody was on the fence right now and they weren't sure if it would be, I mean, really just most of my clients, with one client, you're huge positive ROI.
Right. So no, it's a good thing to do, and it'll pay for itself very quickly. And I think if somebody is really serious about wanting to build a business in the coaching world and to make some serious money at it, that it's definitely the way to go.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Did you find working with me? How was that while you were going through the program?
Well, you're a pain in the butt, but no. So I enjoyed working with you. It was a little crazy at first, trying to get my life together, and as you were getting the business started, I think at that time as well. But it was enjoyable and it worked well, and you were easy to work with. So that was a good part of it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome. I appreciate that. Yeah, you're right. I've been running my Business Coach Accelerator now for almost 4 years. And you were one of the first few clients that I put that did go through it. So that's why a lot of times people, they ask, it's like, okay, most of these interviews that I do with my clients is while they're in the program, which is great because they're getting successes, while they're in the program. But we also,
Right.
It's good to follow up with some of y'all that it's been a while, that you're actually, really seeing those results and having it pay you back, time and time again.
Yep, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, good. So Tim did definitely say that, it would be worth the investment for any coaches or consultants that are out there. And so if you are interested in, the program that he's talking about is my Business Coach Accelerator, where I help coaches and consultants get high-end clients and leads online using LinkedIn, working, less than part-time. We're not working a lot here with the system.
That's true. It takes, once you get it set up, it almost runs itself. It's really allows you to focus on what you're trying to do, and and not be the vice president of marketing.
Yeah, it takes a lot, does the heavy lifting of your prospecting and your marketing and the sales for you.
Right. Yeah.
So if anybody is interested and want to find out more, I recommend the first step that you take is actually to watch my free web class for you, which is how to make your first 6 figures or multiple 6 figures this year as a business coach using LinkedIn, and how to get high-end clients on LinkedIn with no ad spend. Again, working 10 to 15 hours or less a week. And that's at businesscoachaccelerator.com. Again, that's businesscoachaccelerator.com. And I'll put a link below this video for that. So check that out. And then after you've watched the web class, if our strategies look like it would work for you and my system makes a lot of sense to you, then I do recommend that you go ahead and reach out and schedule a free breakthrough call with either me or a member of my team. And that's at ninjagrowthstrategies.com/growth. Again, that's ninjagrowthstrategies.com/growth. And on that call, we'll look at what's working for you now, what maybe not, because I know a lot of clients before they come to work with me, they are trying to do things on LinkedIn and maybe even using some automation, but they're just not really getting that result. And so that's what we'll do is we'll kind of find out what is working for you. And if it, what isn't, if it looks like my system can help you, I know it's a proven system. Tim is here to attest to that and all the other client testimonials and, my results as well. But, we don't know yet if it's right for you, if it's going to help you achieve your goals. I am very picky with the clients that I bring on because obviously my results are my clients' results. I want to make sure that the ones that we do invite in, that they are a true expert and have a great way, like Tim does, of helping the businesses or professionals or executives. And, you're not just somebody that read a book and you're like, okay, here, let me help people. You really want to have a way of helping people. And then, if it looks like our system will help you, then we'll definitely map that out for you and give you that personalized support, even on that call, and that clarity. And if for some reason, it's not a good fit, then I am very well connected in the expert space. I have over 30,000 on my email list. I've been an online entrepreneur since 2010, started and sold 2 prior online businesses, and was actually running a lead gen agency as well for several years before I was asked to coach and be able to expand, mentor, and be able to expand my reach there. So that's what we'll help you with. And again, if it seems like something you'd like to talk with us one-on-one, go ahead and go to ninjagrowthstrategies.com/growth. And we will talk soon. Tim, do you have any parting words?
No, that's fine. Just do it. Go do it. And if you've got questions about my kind of coaching approach, not to the business side is yours, but to the coaching stuff, they can go to my website at drtimboonellc.com as well and contact me through that. And I'd be happy to spend time with anybody who's interested in just talking about the coaching part of it.
Awesome.
With executives.
Yes, drtimboonellc.com, and they can still find you on LinkedIn as well.
That's true. Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Tim, for being here. And we look forward to, continue to connect with you and see your results. And also, the people that are out there that are watching this right now. I love helping my business coaches and consultant clients be able to accelerate their growth in my Business Coach Accelerator. So I thank you again for being here. It's been Myranda Love, Ninja Growth Strategies, signing out. Talk soon.